The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 274 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. That's right. We're calling this one Green Day for very obvious reasons. And no, the kid is not Dookie. That's not why we're calling Green Day. No, we got a green kit, and it looks cool. And it looks way better than the guys across the county, you could say. It's looking pretty good. Of course, we can't really get into this season and the last preseason game without calling in our crew tonight. We've got Bam, we've got Tony, we've got Araceli, and we're bringing some heavy hitters. We've got Jerry, and guess what? Enter the Slippy. That's right. Slip is here. Slip, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, fantastic, excited to be here. I'm hyped, man. The season's here. We're here. It's like Christmas Eve.
And you've got the new jacket, and it looks stellar.
With the star.
But yeah, that's it. And the green on the inside that gave everything away, of course. There
Sorry
it
about
is.
the homies that bought it on Adidas. It didn't come with the star. I feel bad for them.
Dude, Adidas let them down, didn't they? They did. But Slip is here. He's going to talk about a few things. But one thing we do know is that he survived Coachella. And so he's definitely going to be hooking us up when we talk about the last match in Coachella, talking about Bouanga, talking about Hinman, talking about Till. We got guys to talk about. So Slip is going to give us a little bit of insight, give us some analysis on the actual footy, guys, as we go through this. And, of course, the crew's going to hang out for the day. Like, nobody's leaving. We're in it for the long haul. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going 6 deep on this thing. So it's going to be good. Let me go check in with Bam. Bam, how are you doing, sir?
Doing all right. It's a bit warm here today. It's currently 4:30 in the afternoon in a nice little 101 degrees, but we're in a little bit of a heat wave the last couple of days. It is summer, so we should get those temperatures, but it's going all right.
Fantastic. Sounds like the flight might be good for my mom as she's flying back from Oz tonight. Yeah. So there it is. I know. And of course, I'm not going to skip on the man, the myth, the legend, but Jerry, the founder of the Heart of LAFC podcast. He is definitely on. Jerry, he's nervous. Look at him. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing so good right now. No, it's good to be back with all of you. I love all of you. So it's good to be back and get to talk about some LAFC and maybe throw in some, San Diego Loyo in there. So I'm excited to be back. And I opened up my Calafino bottle of tequila, and it's amazing. So I'm doing good, man. Hey, so the women's national team 1-2-0, the San Diego Sockers 1-7-3. I'm having a great time, and now I'm here with you guys. This is the best way to kind of cap a great night for myself. So cheers.
Yeah, and there it is. And then Jerry, you're heading up here for the game against the Loyal, correct?
Yes, I am. The wifey and I are going to be down there on Saturday, so really excited for that. Joe, guess where I'm going to be in the stadium?
Where?
This is the one question that everybody was going to ask, so I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just get this out of the way right away. I'm going to be in the 3252. So I will see you all very soon wearing my black and gold. I'm really excited to be back with you all and cheering for LAFC against my hometown team. And no one's going to like me over here, but I don't care. I'd rather be with my black and gold family. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're one of the founders, man. One of the old dogs.
You just call me old
a million times. Hey, you're like me. Can't get away from it. You can try all you want, but yeah, we've got some miles under us, and in the best kind of ways when it came to the 3252 story, and we could share that forever and a day, but we won't kill you with that stuff. We'll save it for another time. Ask us at the tailgate this weekend. That would probably be the best time to do that. But yeah, we've known each other for a while. You know what's funny? I think I've known Slip longer than I've known Jerry.
Oh,
Slip, is that true?
Damn.
We go back. It's almost. We're in 2023. We're going on 20 years.
I know. It's wild. So in case you guys know, I think I've known Slip since he was like 16. Back in another team that died off today. Right, the Chivas days. Way back to before District 9 Ultras was District 9 Ultras, Union Ultra days. Like that's how far we've known Slip. And so small world, right? But the family is definitely reunited for tonight. It's fun. It's definitely fun. So Slip, I will try to embarrass you. Don't worry. It's just what I do.
I mean,
Araceli,
you saw me with hair.
dude, I saw you with hair, and you saw me without hair. Exactly. So
Yeah.
I took it on the South Pole, you took it on the North Pole, and that all is done with that. Araceli, I know we're not ignoring you. How are you doing tonight? How are things going?
Hey, I'm doing well, and I'm just glad to see that Jerry is back with us, and Slip is making his debut, I guess you could say it. But otherwise, I mean, just kind of the same old, just enjoying that great bipolar Midwestern weather. I kid you not. Tuesday, we had a thunderstorm. Yesterday was perfect. Today was an ice storm. So it's just kind of one of those weeks, unfortunately. But hey, yesterday we had the Chiefs parade to celebrate the Super Bowl, and that was so much fun.
It looked good. It did.
Cheese parade.
Condolences to the Philadelphia fans who are really good at losing everything.
Oh,
I love both
damn.
cities. Jerry knows we've been there.
Yes.
I
Philadelphia is
dig
amazing.
Philly. Yeah, people are cool. But you know what? Yeah, Casey kind of got it, and they earned it. They made the comeback. So good on them. But you know what? That football's over. It's about this football. Shout out to everybody that did the MLS Monday. That was pretty fun. I know we're late to the show, but again, good on all you guys for doing that. We dig it. At some point, we'll get our boy Tony back. He's having the spinning circle issue of death over here, so we'll get him later. But let's get into it. First and foremost, let's talk about the kit, right? I mean, that's the story to kick with. We'll get into the football, but it looks cool. I'm good with it. I dig the green. For me, I'm like, it's just giving me Costa Rica vibes. Like, hey, this is going to look good when I'm, on a trail in Monteverde. I'm just not going to complain there. But it also looks cool because the smoke show, right? We've got it's got the smoke screen, which we've become infamous for. As Jerry's giving us a smoke screen right now.
I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're going all out on the smoke.
If you want to call it the 420 kit, 420 originals kit, because we all love the 420 originals. You want to call it that? That's cool. You want to call it the smoke screen. You want to call it the smog. You want to call it whatever you want. It has the North End vibe. It does have the North End vibe, and I give them credit on that. The color, it's a little different for most, but honestly, I'd rather digress and get into something more original than a boring white and gray. So I'm good with it. Slip, you already got the matching jacket. What's your thoughts on the kit?
You know what? It's going to sound a little biased, but as a brown man, olive, that kind of green looks great on us, man. Like, I love this. I cannot tell you. You know what? I want to flip it out right now and just show you how great, olive green looks on me. I used to call this diarrhea green when I was younger, whatever. Not anymore. I love this thing. For the sake of lighting, I'm showing the black and gold, but anytime I have an opportunity, I just want to show people, hey, you know what this thing can do? And just flip it around. I love the kit. I can't wait to get my hands on it on Saturday. I've never actually bought a kit at the events, so this is going to be a first. I can't believe it. Yeah, now that I think about it, I never did. I think every event, I was just so drunk that I actually forgot to buy the jersey. I get home and I'm like, wait, did I lose it already? What the hell? That's the only reason why I was out there for it. But then I realized that I just never bought it.
It's tough. And on these days, it gets kind of competitive. So apparently, okay, all fans in attendance will actually, there's going to have music. They're going to have food. We know this already. There will be drink options. But I guess if you buy one, there's going to be a limited edition kit to go with it. So there is an incentive to show up early for the game to get this going. And then, of course, you can take a picture with your kit with the MLS Cup. Yeah, these are the fun parts. Yeah. Last time I think they rented out a gas station, and it was pretty cool. Target was doing their thing, obviously. Kick it loose. You see Ford on the kit now. But this one's going to be on site. So I think it's going to be a madhouse. It's cool. I'm going to try my best to get one as well. I have a funny feeling that those of us that are crazy enough to want to customize it, you're going to have to go back another day. Definitely get in line, get your ticket, try to get it happening. But man, it's going to be pretty wild. So get there early if you're going to do this. But Slip, you're going to wait in that crazy line, man? You're in for this?
I'm in for it. This is I'm making up for lost time here. I've already experienced all the craziness around it. Now I'm actually trying to be a proper fan and have a whole experience. It's like gonna go line up to see a Star Wars sequel or a prequel. I just never had the chance to do that. So this is my Star Wars moment. This is my time to fanboy out. This is my time to be one of them.
Are you getting there? This is gonna be
probably gonna be lining up on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely Black Friday vibes all the way. For those of you that are gonna buy it, a custom kit's about what, $194 now. $194, $195 to get a kit. That's NHL jersey pricing at this point. Like we're getting up there, man. It's wild. This is the highest by far. I think it's a $30 jump. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it's at least $30, right?
It went over a lot of people's heads that, and smart on Nike and Adidas for doing it. But during the World Cup is when they hiked the prices on all of the authentic kits, and even the replica kits are now $100. Everybody's kind of caught off guard right now, but it's like, no, they pulled the whole, oh yeah, it's the World Cup thing and kept it that way. So, and there's a lot of factors you can blame, but remember these jerseys were $70 back then, and it's just you gotta dole it out, man.
Yeah, your standard 65. You remember that? It was 65 for I swear like a decade. You get a $65 jersey. That ain't happening no more. Still gonna get it. Y'all know I'm gonna get it. Slips in. This crew, we're gonna try our best. We got to get one over to BAM at some point here. You know how it works. Unless we force
it'll be
him to
probably
come
around.
BAM, your thoughts, man. You go for it. You have the floor, sir.
Look, is it the nicest one we've produced? Probably not. Seeing it in person will change everyone's opinion because it's all just photos at the stage. For me, I'll be getting the authentic. I buy the authentic every year. So $160 on the MLS web store. Get it. Wait till probably July to buy it once my tax return comes in, and we'll go from there.
There you are. Now, I will say this. Let's be honest, guys. This thing's a huge improvement to last year's or the last away kit. It just is. There's no question. Is anybody on this panel? Raise your hand. Say it. Who liked the last one better for the away kit? Nobody, right? Crickets.
Nope.
It's different.
I'm actually about. Hold on. Can I do this? Let me grab it. I'm gonna retire it forever. Hold on.
There it is. Now, see, Slip's gonna show it off. I actually got one super cheap at the season ticket holder party, but there it is.
This is the last time you'll ever see it on me, near me, or around me. This is gone.
Official.
It always looked wrinkled. For some reason I always got it jerk. Enough on that.
Yeah, I was gonna wear it tonight, and it has creases all over it. It's the weirdest thing, and it was washed. But yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, little things to notice on it, of course. Ford is now the jersey sponsor on the sleeve, so we've replaced Target. And not a big Ford fan. Not against Ford. I love Ford trucks. They're cool. A difference. The MLS Cup logo on the sleeve is boss. Like that's amazing that it's actually going to be on there, because those of us who know MLS, like for years, only the players were getting that patch. You weren't going to get that sold ever. It was just something that they would put on a jersey on field. It was team issue. So this is a welcomed change. The white star, to me, is a minor letdown, but everybody in the league has to do this because they changed the way the stars are going to be listed, and it just looks weird to me, but that's what they're going for. I guess they're really desperate to make Carson look like they won something recently, so that's how they're doing it. So, okay, fine. The LA logo, to have the hat logo be the feature rather than the crest, is a big change. So last year we went crazy and went middle crest. Now we're just like no crest. It's the LA logo. Impressions on that, Jerry, because you've got the experience with this thing. What do you think, man?
No, I actually really dig it. I think for what it is in the jersey itself, I really think the LA rather than the crest on this specific jersey really works. You know, I'm actually a fan. I think I'm gonna enjoy it even more when I see it in person. As Bam said, it's all pictures right now, right? And
Yeah.
every single jersey I've seen come out of LAFC, I've always loved like way more when I saw it in person. It's so different when you actually get it in your hands. You actually get to see it in person. It's a million times different. So yeah, I'm gonna get this jersey. I was thinking about though, you know, as a kid, I grew up kind of getting made fun of for being a smaller guy. I'm 5'4" even now. And I'm like, I fit into one of those youth larges. I'm just gonna freaking save me some money and get one of those. I don't know if I want to do that though, because then I'm not gonna have the star and I'm not gonna have that patch that you mentioned. So I'm really considering, but I actually really enjoy it. I really like it. Green is one of my favorite colors. This green I think is really unique. It's a million times better than last season's away kit. So in that sense, I really like it. I mean, I have nothing negative to say about it, to be honest. I think that the LA is really cool. It looks good, man. Like it looks really good.
It does. And hey, we dodged a few bullets. I mean, we could have gone plaid like Portland. Like it could have got really bad. Or that messed up goal that RSL's playing with right now. I mean, we could have been in a dire strait. So that's good. Bam?
To be fair, I don't mind Portland with the plaid for the pure fact they've gone more the lumberjack look, and that works for them because it is Portland.
I think it's good if you're a tourist, but if you're a resident, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like people who think El Tráfico is a cool name because, well, there's traffic in LA, but if you live here, you're like, why the hell do I want to be reminded of that?
But can we all agree that Seattle won?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, Bruce Lee's autograph on your kid is pretty darn amazing.
That is pretty fucking cool, actually.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Why do they keep getting the cool stuff?
That one actually is my favorite. I'll throw it out there.
Well, they had to make up for losing a cool sponsor on their kit, though, because now they have a terrible sponsor on the front. Sorry, but it is. It's a huge letdown from Xbox, right? I'm just saying. So you had to make up for it somehow, right? Because wait, Providence. Now they're like connected to Portland now, right? Just sad.
Am I the only one that feels like the Chicago Fire kit is actually pretty fire? Like it's actually pretty cool. Okay,
yeah,
I'm glad I'm not alone.
It's good. No, at least it's not the spitting fire burn jersey. FC Dallas went back to the burn. Boy, there's some
Austin is horrendous. Austin is horrendous.
What do you guys think of Charlotte's jersey?
Charlotte's beautiful.
I really dig it. I love purple.
Yeah.
So I like green and purple. Just so that's why I'm already biased there. But I actually really like it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I like NYCFCs, even though the locals don't.
To me, I understand what they've done with the NY New York in it, but it looks like tire marks, like they've been run over.
Well, it's tile. It's tile from the subway, which I guess if you're a local, it probably reminds you of like the smell of urine because you know it's the subway, which might or rats. So I get it. Again, it's cool for a tourist, not for a local. I get the vibe.
I like DCs.
Because isn't Philadelphia like inspired by The Simpsons or something? I think that's what
or they're looking to the sky to see where that last shot went.
No, the New York New York City one gives me like a trypophobia.
Oh man.
Patterns, yes.
Yeah, the patterns, bro. It's like when I was watching Black Panther and you see Killmonger's back because he carves all those things on him, and I just got like the chills, like EBGBs. That's the same vibe I'm getting right now looking at that kit.
I've heard this before from other LAFC fans about like repetition. It's real. It's real.
Slippy's like, what in the Rorschach is going on over here?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. between him and the disappearing Tony, it's been pretty funny today, I gotta say. But we're praying for you, Tony. We're praying for you. We need to do a seance to bring you back. We will.
You can do it, Tony. We believe in
You
you.
can do it.
Oh man.
Cycle harder on that bike, man. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Sheesh. All right. So before we go completely off the rails, I think we got the kit pretty well covered here. And so this is when we task a Slip and Bam to give us some coverage here. So let's just talk about it. As y'all want to talk about forwards and Aubameyang not quite making it, somebody else on the team has decided that y'all don't need anybody because I'm going to do the job, right? We got this. And that, of course, would be Mr. Bouanga. He is on fire. And so I'm going to throw this to Slip and Bam. How did the last match go? And, of course, how did Bouanga do? So let's get a recap there from Bam, and then we'll get Slip in for the color here.
Well, I'll do a quick recap. You know, we went up 1-0 early. There was 1-1 at halftime. We went winning 2-1, and Slip, take it from there.
You know, it's like I tried coming up with something clever for this. It was like when I saw her face. Now I'm a Bouanga lever. It's something along the sorts. The dude just said, "F it," you know. I'm taking over. We don't need Obama who. I just came in, and my God, I have not been that impressed by a talent, just straight up. And it was even better because of the intimate atmosphere that you get at that Coachella Invitational. Man was just beasting it. Not only him though, the whole front line was just helping him out, providing the assist he needed to get in there. It was just it's insane. You know, I am going to go out on a limb, and you can give me the Bruno treatment if I get this completely wrong in a year from now. But hell, I think even after in an era of a post Vela, Bouanga can provide, man. I really think he can be that guy for us. I think the torch can be passed down to him. But, you know, like I said, you're more than welcome to screenshot me and print me on a T-shirt and remind me for the rest of my life if I get this entirely wrong and like he leaves the club right after this. But I'm really convinced this guy is going to be that guy for us next in line.
I mean, he is a designated player. They brought him in for this purpose. He was killing it on the wing, and you could tell he was growing into the role in the playoffs. Like he wasn't peaking yet, even though he did what he did in the playoffs. You could tell he's like, oh, he's getting comfortable with things. And then I think I've told Slip this a few times. What surprises me the most, not surprises, but amazes me the most, I'll say that, is every time he has a mistake or he gets shut down, he just comes back twice as hard the next time. No, you don't get the like aw shuck stuff. You don't get the head down. None of that. It's like, okay, that didn't work. I'll try this move next and just go that much harder. And he does it every freaking time. Slip, you were at the game. That's what he does, right?
It's insane. He was contesting every play like if it was the MLS Cup final. You'd be forgiven for thinking this was a playoff game. The intensity the dude just had out there was fighting every damn ball. It was insane. It got to the point where I think the 37th minute or so, I just kept, Denny, I love you, and shouting just any sort of praise at him because the dude had me whipped, basically. I was just swooning over the guy. And it really plays into you know, I'm not a big fan of Coachella. I'm not a big fan of AEG, so on and so forth. But that experience that you get, seeing the players up close, that whole environment, getting that kind of play, it's a one-of-a-kind experience. So I highly recommend it if they do it next year.
Yeah, it definitely they had the spring training vibe, right? I mean, that's what they were going for, kind of like how baseball gives you access to players. It's kind of that mindset, right?
Yeah, and shout out to the dude who put his ticket up on SeatGeek for $15. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been there. But
hey, so you even got there on a discount. Check that
Shout
guy out. Yeah, Jerry, go for it.
No, I just said shout out to that guy.
Yeah, there it is. Slip outside of Denny, because you know we got the win. Because of his finishing. Who else really like stood out in our lineup that's like looking like they're taking the next step?
Chiellini was playing that season center back role to a perfection. Some of the balls he was just distributing and winning. It was man's already in midseason form. Of course, Opoku, he got chopped down more than Vela. Toronto just had it out for him. they had no way to stop him. He was getting 2-on-1. He was just getting brutally chopped down. And that's just a testament. I mean, he's the one who gets the original shot that Bouanga gets the rebound in on the header for the first goal. So Poku was on it too. And shout out to Cheeky. Cheeky was just running all over the place on that left wing in the first half, handling defensively. Honestly, we were a powerhouse that entire first half, just pressing them, suffocating. Of course, Victor Vasquez in typical ex-Carson guy fashion gets a rebound out of nowhere and gets the goal in on us. But, we got him back in the second half. Shout out to Diomande, who was there as well. Almost forgot about him.
Did he play well? Did he play much?
No, it's what you were expecting from a guy who hadn't really been active.
Okay. Just getting a run out. How about our young Croatian player? What did he do on the day?
Second half comes in and tears up that wing. I don't want to give him all of the praise right now because Bob Rowley did put in a second string team in the second half. So we did tear them up even more, and we do end up getting the goal because of that. But he gives an amazing cross over to Denny, and he was doing what we're expecting him to do, is tear up that wing, be that talent, give that pace, give that energy. Like I said, this is in no way hyping him up or anything, because it's Toronto's reserves at that point. But there is some promise, and I'm excited to see what he does against senior competition.
Excellent to hear that he was already meshed in and it was working. We do know that it was a change of lineup, but still, it's about individual performances at this stage. We know what our side brings. It's not like they have to somehow find chemistry. We know what we do. We know our system. That's not the story here. It's more of, do the new guys fit with the old guys? And is it something that we can make interchangeable? And that is the big test. Do they fit? And so I throw it to you, Slip, from what you saw from our newest acquisitions, because we didn't mention Tillman yet, right? Are they looking the part? Are the new guys actually fitting the mold?
Honestly, you couldn't even tell if they were new or if they had already been with the team. They meshed in perfectly. I mean, even Aaron Long, the moments that he was on there as well. And it just speaks to how well of a chemistry we have as a club, where we can fit in players like that. Like if nothing happened. I really think people are overreacting to the losses we've had. I think we're going to cover them great. I think the guys that we're bringing in are more than enough. I mean, I ideally would want a number 9. I mean, who doesn't? But if we don't get that marquee signing, I don't think we're going to be missing too much. I think what we have right now is very fearsome. But like I said, this is from what I saw on Saturday. I was beyond impressed. It looked like a team in full stride.
And then comes the goalkeeper situation. Do you think it's settled?
I think, and I love McCarthy, and we all do.
Mm-hmm.
I think first couple of games he starts, but I think Max gets back on it. He is that leadership. He is that guy in the back. And I just how do I come off and say this without contradicting myself here? But there were some moments where McCarthy maybe could have handled a couple of balls a lot better, some unnecessary corners, so on and so forth, that I think a guy like Crepeau might be able to handle with a lot more poise and composure. And it's the security the guy gives you on the back. But it's a wonderful problem to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Matt, it's Max's job, right? And we know this. Once he's healthy, it's his. But should we be concerned at all about Mac from the early stages, or are you thinking at the Rose Bowl he's going to pretty much be lights out?
No, he's more than ready. He's still riding off that high.
He's competent. It's not like a couple of years ago where we're like, what are we going to do? And then you got to bring in Tim Vermeer. This is a completely different situation. Hey, shout out Tomas Romero. We broke him in with a goal in the second half. So there's that as well.
Oh, at least we know he's still alive.
Yeah.
All right. So the last guy
Bob
really
loves you.
Yeah. Right. So Hinman is another story, right? He ends his deal with Atlanta after having an injury-plagued season. We know that he's been up and down at times, playing for Rangers all over England, signed as a 16-year-old overseas, right? So the guy's been kind of this all-promise story, but doesn't quite get across the line and find a home base, or he gets into a situation where there's an experienced player, and so his real break never really happens, right? He heads to Atlanta, looks like something could happen here, was looking good, and I'll talk about stats in a few seconds here, but again, something goes wrong, and now he's finding himself trialing for the defending champions after a trying year at Atlanta United, an Atlanta United side that let's be honest, struggled mightily. Is it happening? Do we think that an offer is going to be made? Slip, you saw him out there. What are your thoughts, man?
I think it's going to be exactly what
What you said, one of those I think I can situations. I mean, we do need depth, but uh, wasn't too all about it for what I did see. And with Atlanta, Gonzalo Pineda needed the players. You know, he needed people to step up. He was making a lot of substitutions. He was rotating the squad in and out. So if he couldn't make it there, I don't really see much here, but I could be wrong.
Right. I will say this: when he is healthy, when he does play, he plays a defensive midfield role, so everybody knows really what you're looking for. He's not going to be a playmaker type. He's not going to be replacing Sifu or Acosta. That's not it. He's relief for Ilie. I think people need to know that. He's being brought in for his relief role for Ilie, even though he wants more than that. But his natural role, right? Because he was withdrawn playing for Atlanta, was actually very efficient. If you look at his last game where he was healthy, he's like a 98% pass success rate. I mean, guy is really efficient. And you look in his history, he's always been very efficient with his distribution. In fact, the only two passes to an entire match that he missed, and the last one that I saw when he got a full match in, they were long balls. Otherwise, every attempt this guy made was efficient. He passed it. He got the job done. Wasn't stuck out. Did his job. Workmanlike. But again, could read the game, knew what he was doing, and was competent in his role when healthy. And so I think a lot of people are like, why this guy? He just got cut. It's because of that. It's because we know if he does come in healthy and he can play, he made another steal at LAFC. It's kind of a wise gamble, is from what I've seen. Yeah, Slip.
I don't want to compare it to sort of a Escobar sort of situation, two different positions, but more so that, yeah, this guy on his day is an amazing defender and so on and so forth. And wait till his day. And like, well, guess what? His day is February 30th. It's not coming.
Yeah.
And you end up just letting him go at the end of the season for nothing because guy, you liked him, great guy, great personality, wanted to contribute, but his legs aren't just holding up. His intentions are more than what he can actually provide. So I don't want that to be this kind of situation, but time will tell.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. And of course, Tillman, he's now official with us. Any thoughts on him?
From what I saw, I'm
not going to be honest. When he comes on, there comes a time where the support in the area was a little quiet, and I had to link up with the defenders and start doing dale black and gold. And listen, I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but a minute later we score. So that worked out. So I really can't there was a lot of hats to put on out there. So I really can't speak to what I saw from him because I'd be lying to you. Saturday is going to be my actual good look at him.
We'll all get the look. That's for sure. Good stuff, Slip. Thank you, man, for the updates. And yeah, you were the guy. I knew you were going to be there, man. And again, thank you for it. All good things. All right, let's move on to let's see. I'm gonna go back right to Jerry here and throw it right at you. Yeah, no rest for you, sir.
Oh man.
We're gonna get into the game on Saturday now that we're talking about Tillman, talking about a chance for all of us to see it. Got our jerseys in hand. It comes to you, sir. San Diego Loyal is coming to town. They did participate in the Coachella Invitational, correct?
So I think they did. They had a match recently that they were supposed to play against NYCFC, and that was canceled for whatever reason. We really didn't get a any sort of reason why that happened. But they were supposed to play actually on Tuesday. They were supposed to play New York City, and they ended up not. I thought they were supposed to be within the Coachella, but
Yeah.
they haven't, like, from what I see, I don't think they did. And if they did, they weren't very like vocal about it. We do have quite a few games coming up here before the season kicks off for San Diego Loyal on March 11th. But the big one obviously is this one coming up on Saturday for them. I think after that they face off against Orange County, the USL, and then they face off against Central Valley Fuego. So nothing major there, but they had been looking forward to play against two MLS teams, one being New York City, which was canceled again, and then now LAFC. So I know that they're really looking forward to that.
That's
But yeah.
good. Yeah. How did they do last year in the lead up to this?
So last year, they actually did not do too bad. They had 18-1, 6 draws, 10 losses, but did end up in second place within their conference. So they did get up all the way into the playoffs, but were just not able to beat what is the excuse me, what is Oakland Roots. Oakland Roots, for whatever reason, always takes out San Diego Loyal. Now it's happened twice. And Emra Clementa is one of our old players for San Diego Loyal. He now with the Roots, like, just takes off all of his hate for us, or I don't know what happened there, but every time that we play, like, he steps up tenfold. So it happened again. Loyal ends up losing in a playoff match against the Roots 3-0. And that ended up the 2022 season. But they've been doing pretty good. I mean, as a whole, for such a new team, and this is going into now what will be their 4th season, if I'm not mistaken. They've been able to fight and do well and go into the playoffs,
which is great. I know the organization is pretty darn healthy. They have a great venue that they're playing at now. Things look pretty stable for them going forward. And of course, we know, and we mentioned it last time you were on, about the rumor mill of them potentially being an MLS, like Team 30 potentially. Do you think that now getting these matches against MLS sides, there's a little bit of kicking the tires going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one of those things that the league knows what they're doing, and by league I mean MLS. I think that they're trying to get in here as much as possible. San Diego Loyal obviously wants to be involved in the conversations. I think we mentioned it last time. I don't see MLS going past Landon Donovan. And even though we do have a new coach in Nate Miller, who technically he's been the coach the entire time, Landon Donovan was really there as a face, a name, and somebody that could kind of keep the team together and be a leader, but wasn't really on the tactical side of things, right? And so now with Nate Miller really taking that position officially, I think that it's going to be good for the team and for where the club wants to go. Nate is one of those coaches that is very specific about his style of play and wants certain things out of his players. And it's interesting because you can't afford to really do that in USL. You have to adjust to that league. If something's not working, you have to change it around. And Nate's not going to do that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to be a huge test for San Diego Loyal against LAFC. I do expect LAFC to come out, first half maybe with a full squad to try it out. But I do expect to see a lot of the homegrowns for LAFC playing this game too. I think that's especially going into a game like this one, they just can't afford to have any sort of injuries and things like that. So I see both teams kind of doing the same thing. It's really interesting, man. We've lost some really big key players from last season Kyle Vassell being one of the biggest ones for San Diego Loyal. He had 14 goals. He had the most goals out of the entire team. Thomas Among was the one that followed up behind him with 11. But Kyle Vassell was let go, and he ended up now he's playing in the Scottish Premiership in a team called I don't know if I can spell this. Kilmarnock.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. But Kyle Vassell is one of those players also that is very he's a tough guy, man. If you see him, you can right away tell he's just a tough dude, and he's no longer with San Diego Loyal. But they've also brought on a few new faces, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these new players kind of integrate with what Nate Miller wants to create at the club. We've had we have a really solid as a foundation. I think San Diego Loyal is very solid, right? We had Elijah Martin as a defender who's been just fantastic for the team. Grant Stoneman, who's known to just get yellow after yellow every single game, so look out for him. Somebody definitely you want to look out for. And then we have in defense, Camden Riley's fantastic. Jackson Simba is a new player as well. Ebenezer Akan is a name that was around for a while, but for whatever reason, I believe he had some visa issues. He wasn't able to play. So this is the first season that he's actually officially going to be a San Diego Loyal player. It's going to be really interesting to see him. And then Kyle Adams in here was last season was really, really good for the team. And for whatever reason, we have one Kiwi that I know of in San Diego. Shout out to Nick Duffy, who is a part of the local supporters group. But we swear that this dude is scouting for Loyal because we just let go of a Kiwi. We brought in another one. We have Kyle Adams, and we just brought in Elliot Collier, who I have yet to see. I don't know how he's gonna do, but he does have some experience with the USL. He played with Indy 11. He was with Chicago Fire on loan to Indy 11 and then Memphis 901. But he did play with the New Zealand national team for a bit. So it's gonna be really interesting to see some of these new players. And I think the one player, if I can say that I'm really excited to see if he still has some gas in the tank left, has to be Joe Corona. Joe Corona is the newest signing for San Diego Loyal, and it's going to be really interesting to see if he still has it, man. He's getting up there in age, as we all know. But he's also a hometown guy. So I think that it was a really important thing. San Diego's really, I think the same way as Los Angeles, as we all should be. We want to have those homegrown players. We want to have those players that represent our city that have been from here. And so Joe Corona fits that bill perfectly. Having played with Cholos, having played, in other teams within Liga MX, he played with those who will not be named. But then he did make his way into Europe and wasn't really able to do very much over there. He played with Dynamo. He played with America. He played with Dorados for a little bit. But now coming back from Europe, he was with a team called Sundsvall, and it's just going to be really interesting to see if he still has it, if he can still carry a team, because he has that leadership. I feel like almost like they took oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now. Player that was with Portland for a while, Chivas USA player as well, came to Loyal.
Villafania?
No, not Villafania.
Sorry, I forgot he was still a player. What's his name? I know who you're talking about.
Oh, South Sizzle. Sorry, South Sizzle.
Zizzo.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah,
So
that's okay. I haven't heard of him in a minute.
Yes,
It's been a while.
Yeah, so he's officially retired, but he was with San Diego Loyal at the beginning, and I feel like almost Joe Corona is that South Sizzle figure that the Loyal need, and another hometown guy, right? So it's gonna be really cool to see what he can do. And dude, Loyal's not a terrible team. Like, I think on paper, if you really look at some of the players that they have, they're definitely gonna give up a fight. I mean, it's gonna again, if LAFC plays their full squad, and just from listening also to Slippy and kind of reading up on how that game against Toronto went, I mean, there's no reason why LAFC can't beat the crap out of Loyal. But we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see what they end up doing. These guys are okay. And I feel like this is the one thing with USL teams playing any MLS team, right? And you guys can maybe agree with me on this. Like they give it their all because they feel like they have something to prove. So
Of course.
the
Yep.
thing that worries me the most is the injuries for LAFC and making sure that doesn't happen. And I think that's where my concern is that I just don't want Loyal to get too crazy and then hurt some of our players. Like it's gonna hurt my heart so much if that happens.
I would honestly be surprised if it got chippy. I really do. I think in this case, systems trying to show off for your coach to try to make a side because you have a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
I think the technical side is what needs to come out, and also adherence to what the system is that the manager wants. I think that's what you're going to see. And also, by the time we get to the second half, remember the last time we had the open house match, we had academy kids all over the place.
Yeah.
So
And I think all the chippiness got out last week. Honest, it was a pretty chippy game, and I think they don't want to go through that again. So I think there'll be I think Dolo's going to kind of dictate a
Right.
bit on that. He doesn't want to take
Yeah.
any because last week was kind of scary. When Opoku
Yeah.
went down twice, it did get kind of like, yo, dude, it's preseason. So I think
Yeah.
that's a
they're
weird
going to handle
vibe.
this one a lot. Yeah, they're going to handle this one a little bit better.
Yeah, I think one shout too that I have to make. I have to because I cannot just go by this real quick. He was an LAFC player for a while, but he was mainly in the injury list, and he was mainly hurt the majority of the time that he was with LAFC, and that is Alejandro Guido, who has been fantastic
Yes.
for San Diego Loyal. Alejandro Guido is our number 10. He is one of our best players by far. And it's I think him coming to LAFC now, he might want to show a little bit of like, hey, this is what you missed out on. I would love to see Alejandro Guido, put one in the back of the net. It's one of those things too with him that I was really looking forward to seeing him play with LAFC, but he just could never get out of injuries. He was always, I think there was like videos that would be played behind the scenes stuff, and he was always on the table being worked on. It was a bummer.
Like her permanent limp, like there was something up, right? You just had a knock. Unfortunate because I'm with you. I really like him as a player, and yeah, it makes sense that he's a number 10 for Loyal. That would be where he plays when he'd be healthy. Yeah, really unfortunate, but again, he found a home, and he's working. He's working there, and it fits. And if they're going to eventually transition, he's not too old yet. He could be a part, kind of like the way Minnesota United, right, kind of pushed themselves up by having a lower division team and then kind of worked it through. This could be a San Diego thing. And you do have your character players, you have your city identification players, right? The guys that can be the ambassadors, even though they're older. There's something there. There's a good mix of ages. And so really what I'm looking forward to be honest with Loyal, is to see how well they fit, what system they're going to approach. For the sake of our team to adjust to something that's going to be different, because while it might be a wide open Toronto FC match, because we know how Bob plays, the Loyals probably going to drop a lower block on us. I mean, you would think they would do that and then try to counter, which is a different vibe for our side. And it's something we have to get used to, that it's not going to be a run and gun type of match. So for us, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing is how do we deal with the side that's not as skilled as we are, but is still very organized. And I think, Jerry, you could agree this is a very organized side in San Diego Loyal.
Yeah, they're very organized, and I think you're right. That is the type of style that Nate Miller wants to play. So they will be sitting back quite a bit. They're going to wait for their chances. Their defense is pretty on point, so I think they use that as an advantage point. We'll see if he does change anything. Especially with the new guys coming in, I think there's so many new faces that I'm interested to see what Nate ends up doing with them, as far as if he's gonna try something different going into the season. I don't think so, honestly. Just from every interview and every conversation I've ever had with anybody about Nate Miller, it's always been he sticks to his guns. This is what he wants to do. This is how he wants to play. And so it's going to be interesting to see him adjust to what LAFC is going to bring. I don't think that it's going to be a slow game at all. I do think that it's going to be a lot of back and forth. But it's going to be really interesting to see again how they adjust to an MLS team, to the reigning champions, right? And it's going to be really cool to see these two teams. I mean, for me personally, it's going to be really interesting. I was joking about having like a half jersey on that day, but not happening. That's not happening. I've already picked my side.
I'd have to bring a flare just for that. This is
Catch
not
me
ever
on
going to be
fire.
permitted. You will have to run, sir. That's not, no. I would never allow that to happen. I'm sorry, Jerry. I love you too much. Friends don't let friends wear split kits. Friends
No,
do
of
not
course
let
not.
friends wear
It's a
split kits.
joke.
Look at
I would
Slip
never do
sitting here.
that.
He's agreeing, right? Slip. Friends don't let friends
course.
do this. Scarves are bad enough, but a kit? Oh
Yeah.
man, there's so many sins that you've committed, and you will have to answer that one time. At one point in your life, you'll
Of
have to answer for
course.
that.
But Joe, you were talking about San Diego Loyal. Kind of, are they kind of preparing for MLS to possibly come into San Diego? Like, what is happening? I mean, everything that they've done so far is just to be better. But I mean, you can't help but notice that a lot of the players they brought on have MLS experience. Again, Joe Corona, right? We have Alejandro Guido. They also did just bring in a new midfielder and somebody that was loaned out, played for a little bit, then was called back to the Portland Timbers in Blake Bodley. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but somebody that just didn't fit in with the Timber system because they were just too good in the midfield, and so they didn't really use him as much. So now he is with San Diego Loyal full time. So again, this is a team that could potentially beat another MLS side because there's so much experience already there. So I would hope LAFC doesn't take them lightly, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and actually goes for it and gives them their all. And before I say anything else, like Joe and I, when we used to do these shows in the beginning of LAFC, we always joked around that preseason really didn't matter, but it mattered. And I think that we've come kind of back to this where these games don't matter really, but they matter in the sense of what you're seeing is going to go into the season. And as the reigning champs, they better win some games in the off season, right? So it's going to be interesting again to see how LAFC does. I haven't seen them yet, and from what Slippy is saying, like they're on fire right now. So I'm excited to see this game.
See the counter to that, Jerry, and Slippy will agree with me. Tony, everyone here will agree with me. Is I will happily take preseason last year to get another season result that we did last year.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you guys all get a T-shirt too. I'm working on them. I should have them by the time we get the first game at home. Actually, at the BMO, but those Bruno shirts are coming.
It's gonna be episode 375. We don't talk about Bruno.
I'm not letting that go
after this match.
I'm not letting that go.
I hate to say this,
ever. He needs another one so we can win another cup.
Very true.
Come on, we need something nonsensical to make us all laugh and chuckle, and then lift the trophy in a few months. So that's okay.
Midway through the season, it was getting fun.
Dude, right? I love the downers. I do. I really do. Don't trust the process. Go ahead. At your own peril, don't trust the process. We'll just take receipts and laugh at you when it's all said and done. That's cool. If it's a real crisis, then talk. But if it's not a real crisis, be patient. Just be patient. I think, and you mentioned how important a preseason game is, and this is where I'm going to transition over to Araceli talking about MLS Next Pro. It's real for a lot of players because right now they're deciding, right? Are you going to get that full contract to play for the big club? Are you going to get a two-way? Are you playing at MLS Next? What's going to happen here? And this is one of those last ditch attempts to get the coach's eye, right? Like, I can do this job. I can be trusted to do this job. Ask Crisostomo where he's sitting on this match and what he's got to do, right? How do they feel? What is Mr. Torres or Mr. Duenas going to do, right? Which throws it to Araceli, because you're going to be watching this game for a very different reason than we're going to be watching it. Yes, as a fan, you're watching it, but you're also watching it to see who's moving up, who's moving down. So I'll throw it to you, Araceli. Where do you see it with the young lads? Who do you think is going to come out in this match, and who do you expect to be in the 11 for MLS Next Pro?
I mean, of course, Christopher Jaime is going to be the main one, if probably not the captain, since he was the very first signing. Other than him, unfortunately, there's still a lot of question marks surrounding LAFC too, because there hasn't been any new news regarding players or coaches. I know if you can do like a little internet sleuthing, I'm sure you can kind of get a good idea of what players may appear on the roster. But I know that we are definitely going to be getting a better idea in the next couple of weeks here, because although LAFC 2 has not released their official preseason schedule yet, other clubs have, I guess, on behalf of them in a sense. So a good example, their first game would be February 26th against the Las Vegas Lights, and then they'll travel to Championship Soccer Stadium to face Orange County SC on March 4th. Both those matches are unfortunately closed door. However, beyond that, March 11th they play Cal State LA, and March 15th they play Central Valley Fuego FC, which is a USL team. So again, if there's any news that's released, we'll share it on our socials. And that's just kind of like a rough idea of what the preseason schedule is going to look like. And I'm hoping we're going to have more answers in the next week or so, because it's getting close. It's really starting to get close. We're almost a month away from the season beginning. So I'm hoping we'll get something soon.
For sure. We definitely need it. And of course, definitely remind everybody where are they going to be playing at, and how does that play itself out?
So the LAFC 2 will be playing at Titan Stadium in Fullerton. Again, I don't have any other additional information as from what I found. So unfortunately, I can't provide anything regarding, if those other matches will be open to the public or if you will need to purchase tickets. Again, anything that comes out soon, we'll share it.
Without a doubt.
We're on the grid.
We are. Yes,
tickets are going to be $10.
$10 tickets. That's the latest. The latest info. Yeah, I know they were talking about charges. I heard it was not going to be one of those things where they hand it off to season ticket holders. But we'll allow the club to make those kind of announcements. That's just what we've been hearing. But $10, that sounds about right, Slip. I think anything more than that, it's going to be tough. It's a tough sell for what we're getting. I will say this though: if guys get limited minutes on match day for the big boys, say you played 30 minutes. Yeah, don't be surprised if you're getting a lot of minutes the next day, because you got to get your minutes in. So,
and that's actually a quick question I do have for Slip. Out at Coachella, did you see Christopher Jaime warming up with the team? Because I know he's been training with them for the last couple of weeks.
The warm-up area, we didn't really get to see much because it's behind. It's a weird layout. So the supporters area, and then where we were at, you really didn't get to see the dudes warm up. I would think they were going to warm up behind the goal like they usually do, but they were hidden away in some corner that we really couldn't get to see much. And of course, I didn't see before or in the middle of the halftime warm-ups or the pregame warm-ups, because I got there right on time. So I really didn't get to see, much of anybody who was people who were just warming up, not getting any game time because of the layout of the complex.
Oh, I see. So you weren't able to tell if there was any players that we haven't, like, quote unquote, identified, or any new faces, I should say.
That, and then there was a funny issue because Toronto
was wearing the red jerseys and some of our players were too for training, so there was a confusion as well. We're like, wait a second, that's LAFC, or no, that's Toronto, and it was an interesting experience, to say the least.
Interesting. For those guys getting minutes in that second half, because again they're bringing in the kids, who really featured well for our young players for you, Slip?
I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is only because I was
putting on too many hats. The second half, I can't really speak too much about the players that came in, aside from what happens with
with Buke and Denny, because, and I think I could have the defenders vouch for this. I went on the madman mission of trying to coordinate a chant between the right side of the stadium and our side of the stands. And I kid you not, it was probably one of the stupidest yet most rewarding things I've ever tried. So I'd be lying to you if I said I was really in the full analysis mode for the second half.
Gotcha. So we'll find out more on Saturday, everybody. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah,
throw in the comments. You know how we do things.
I had to throw in my 3252 cap on at some point because it was a little dead for a while.
Got it. All right. Sounds good. Let's throw it over to Bam for squad updates. I know we know about the signings. We've talked about those signings. Anything regarding Eddie Segura? Have you heard anything, sir?
It's dead quiet. It is very dead quiet with there. Looking at one place, he's not on their roster. Looking at our LAFC.com, he's on our roster there. So I'm going to go with LAFC.com because they say that's the most up to date that he's on the roster. So something must have happened, or they haven't taken him off.
There we go. All right. In terms of, again, squad updates, I'll throw it to you. What do you think? Do you think the Hinman deal is going to happen because we simply need it to happen? And do you see any other new faces potentially showing up before we get to opening day?
I think it will happen because, again, we need that little bit of depth and all that. Depending on what happens over the next couple of days, I think there might be a couple of new faces coming up from further south. We might go and steal a couple of players, say, hey, why play in the USL? Come play with the big boys, but we'll see what happens there.
Getting Jerry worried over there. Like, hey, man. Hey, don't poach. Poach. No, it's all good. It's all good. All right. So we've got our update. You know where we're at. Again, not a lot of movement outside of that. We'll find out a lot more after Saturday. You'll hear some news. That's for certain. So let's throw it back to you guys. I see there's a lot of comments that are coming in. So we're gonna hit a few of those guys. Have some fun with this, guys. Definitely join the conversation. Again, your comments, your questions, your hot takes, they're all highly encouraged. Outside of like the Bruno takes, we'll laugh at those. But outside of that, give us your honest take. We love what you guys have to say. So here we go. Let's get some reactions from everybody else. And I know a few of you probably traveled there as well. So Hector Gonzalez, before the live show. Won't be able to listen, but we've got you covered. All right, man. He wants to know, have you heard anything about our banner? If not, where would you like it in the stadium? What? Okay, I'll hit you back on that one later. That's interesting. Let's see. LOL, man, trash can. Yo, in the mix. Steve says, I think LAFC took a big swing with that away kit. Do you like this direction for every new season? Well, remember, it's every 2 seasons. Every 2 seasons, we'll switch that kit out. They always want to alternate. So the next change you're going to see will be the home kit. So next year you're going to see a home kit. And so basically you get that alternating kit change. My question to everybody else is, when is a third kit going to come around? Because other clubs have had third kits. We have not. Outside of, the weird parlay stuff, I'm talking legit third kit. There's been some MLS clubs with them.
Well, in theory, it's going to have to come this year because when we play Portland away, we can't really wear that green, the smoked one.
Yeah, I mean, but again, every time we play Portland, we wear black.
Yeah, we were black when we play Portland. It's
traditional. Yeah.
Once I think we did it.
Yeah. We were supposed to have a home kit, a third kit, sorry, when the away one dropped. I don't know what fell through, but I remember it was us, those who shall not be named, and Atlanta. But I think Atlanta just ends up being the club that gets it. And this is back when I was working, with dealing with jerseys and all that stuff. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was COVID or I don't know what the hell happened. But we were supposed to have one, and
yeah, I don't know what happened in that situation.
Got to be on the shelf, right? You got to figure they're not going to let it go away. So maybe we'll see that thing appear. Let's hope. Let's hope.
I feel like they should have something like that, like a third kit for the like the Leagues Cup. You know, whenever we're playing something different, that would be nice to see them play in like a third kit.
Well, yeah, or Champions League, right? You get a third kit for Champions League. It would be epic. Or if you're defending champion, you get a special champions jersey. I mean, how many people would make money off of that? Just saying, celebration kit. Just throw that out there.
Just an all gold.
I'm buying it.
Let's go,
dude. Or silver, right? Because the trophies, but I'm just spitballing. But yeah, it would be cool. I'm looking forward to it. LML Trash Can Man is giving a shout out to Jerry. I see that. Defenders is on here. Says Slippy Owen, that Soccer's guy.
Oh wow! All right.
Hey, a Soccer's guy. How did that last match go with Ontario?
Yeah, you guys whooped us. There ain't no ifs and or buts about it. Yeah.
Ontario.
That's $5. Shout out to Ontario, Canada.
Cost me $5 right now. Except I don't have to play the bet, so
they're called the Empire Strikers, not Ontario.
I know, but I'm always
going
to
say Strikers
they play in Ontario.
I mean, I'm live from Ontario, is what I mean.
And Upland out here, so the IE is well presented. Yeah, you know how it is. Ox from Kansas is in the mix. All right. Still getting love from defenders. We love you guys too. It's coming. We gotta have the crossover pod. It's only a matter of time. Let's figure that out, gentlemen. Jonathan is on. Love you, Jonathan. He let's see. Rose Bowl game. We'll talk about Rose Bowl in a little bit, but I think most people on here that if they're within driving distance or pub distance, they're gonna be there. I'm just saying. Let's see. Marvin is giving love to the black and gold loyalty to Jerry. So Jerry's got that special jacket too, the one that most people don't have.
That's right.
Right, first edition.
I mean, it doesn't have a star on it, but it's old school.
I'd rather have that one.
And a good friend here, Michael, not Mike 805 says Willkommen zum Sleepy. So there you go, some love right there. Jonathan also calling out the Podfather. Ooh, Burke is on here. Burke, what you got? He says, "What's up, everyone? Can't wait to be back in the North End on Saturday. I'm with you. I am with you. We're all with you."
Yep.
Jerry too. Amazingly enough, there it is. Michael's also looking for that third gold kit. There you go. And he's talking about the Bayern one. I got that gold one from LAFC Punk. He gave me one. He had it. He was just kind of sitting around. I have that now, thanks to Punk. Burke says, Smokescreen kit is fine. It's growing on me. Still waiting for LAFC away kit to truly blow me away. I will say this. Still, the best away kit we ever had was season 1. The white and gold. It was fantastic. I'm not a big fan of white kits, right? But dude, that one was clean. That especially the badge was just clean.
In person, that kit is awesome.
I'll bump it one more time. The season 1 long sleeve kit, white one, is the best kit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Authentic.
Yes, authentic.
Of course,
yes.
yeah.
Of course.
That was like that. I think we were talking about that, Joseph, that how hard it was to find the season 1 authentic long sleeves.
Yeah, I was bugging
across
you
the
about
bank,
it.
had them all.
Yeah, I was like, hey, can you find one? And then the guys across the street from the bank, the little soccer shop, they got everything over there. They have them. I think they have them. So.
They had them in hiding, and they were. It was either a small and a 3X that were left, and like, yo, these are the hardest sizes to find.
And medium.
Feeling good. I got one. Yeah, there it is. I love this one from Marvin. He says, Portland went from grandma's curtains to grandma's couch. Dude, they've gone plaid. If you know Spaceballs, you know. Rastagary is in the mix too. He says, is Slippy about to announce the LAFC Yoshinoya sleeve sponsor deal? I'll let you answer, Slip. You go for it, man.
Yeah, actually, a heads up to everybody. The Yoshinoya across the bank across the BMO has been remodeled and is now open. So I will be blessing that on Saturday. I'm surprised they didn't invite me to the ribbon cutting.
The only problem with that is you're going to bless something else afterward. Be real, man. It's Yoshinoya. Just saying. All right.
If anybody's trying to
Thank
get
you.
into
You
the
went there.
bathroom during the game, you all know who's in there.
You wait for that halftime line, Slip. You wait.
Out of service.
Brutal. Hey, David Day says give a thumbs up. Y'all give a thumbs up. Listen to David. He knows what's up. And his basketball team's pretty darn good this year, so we'll throw that out too.
Boo.
He also said it earlier, Bouanga equals MVP. I'm with you. Slip's with you. I don't know if Slip is going to go all the way out to say golden boot for the man, but at least top scorer for LAFC. What do you think, Slip? Is there a chance?
MVP nominee at the end of the season. You got to see it and believe it. You got to see what I saw. Oh, well, you have been seeing what I saw, but there was just something special about seeing him that way. Maybe I was just excited to see football again in person live. But I really think Bouanga gets the MVP nod at the end of the season this season. Once again, put me on a T-shirt if it doesn't happen.
You're probably going to make it yourself. Let's be real. It's beautiful. Hey, Marvin's giving you some love here. Says Invitational was worth every penny. He loved it. So there it is. He's also making fun of all the Galaxy fans that showed up to watch us because they all know who really the LA team is. Yeah, Slip, throw in on that.
There were a lot, and I was bantering him like, I love Chris Klein. Klein for president in 2024. Dude, I was just giving it to them. I'm like, hey, well, you boycotting your own team so you coming to watch us? Got some guy riled up. It was, well, they had a whole golf tournament too. You know, they had the whole VIP AEG Cella experience. So they were there for a couple of days. They had like bungalows and cabanas, and some people won some of the tickets in an auction as well. So it wasn't would say your average soccer fan, or I doubt they even knew who the Galaxy was. I'm pretty sure the jerseys came with like their package.
That's pretty bougie. Just gonna say, some bougie stuff going on there. Okay, all right. David says, so many important players on the team, but Ilie Sanchez is quietly the heart of this team now. Salute the blessing. Ilie is the reason, man. If you want to give him the nickname as the reason, he's earned it. Trust me on this. We don't get where we get without Ilie. I think that's unanimous. Like critical.
We should
Ilie the Reese Sanchez. Is that a thing now? Ilie the Reese Sanchez. The Reese Sanchez. The recent.
Oh my gosh,
doesn't work.
That's so dad joke, man. I'm not sure. We got to work on that.
I mean, what do you want? What do you expect from me?
I know. David Day says Crepo's a dog. Down. All right. Oh, Marvin says that Palencia was the most exciting new signing for me on Saturday. He's aggressive and goes for the attack. Thoughts on that, Slip?
I agree.
I'm just
I'm trying to put everything together. Like I need a preface, and I don't think we went into this. I was up at 3 a.m. I went to the pub. So I went to the complete opposite end of Coachella. I went to Culver City to watch the Chelsea match against West Ham at 4:30 in the morning. So by the time the second half came, I'm not making excuses for not paying attention for a good part of the second half, but I was on another world. So I want to say I didn't even get to watch much of Palencia because I was exhausted. I was doing chants. I was doing everything. And I had originally told my guy from the Luckies on socials, I'm like, don't worry. I'm going to watch every second of the game, and I'm going to record everything, and I'll make a concise breakdown of it after first half ends. All right, let's get some yelling. Hold on, but I'll be back. Let me take a nap. Dude, I was smoked, but it was an amazing experience nonetheless. I wish I could have been.
Yeah, you're not the only guy to ever be on a trip out there. I'm telling you, it's okay. It's kind of expected out there, so you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I just
Let's see what else we got. We
yeah.
got Michael is saying that Hinman probably gets time to look around for a better deal before he signs a likely short-term deal with LAFC. I think we're signing that dude.
Yeah.
Let me throw down Luis Perez giving love to Slip. There you see it.
Guys.
And I know, right? The fam, dude. Antonio Hernandez, Big W against the Loyal. There we are. Luis Perez says, ask Bruno. Oh, we're going to ask a lot from Bruno this year. It's going to be fun. Michael also want to know, are there any number 9 free agents on trial with LAFC? Did you guys see anything? Anything?
Obama who? No, I'm kidding. No,
yeah, nobody, right? I think we're good.
Nobody.
We're good. Yeah.
Diamante.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh yeah, Luis Perez says, wasn't Segura in one of the new kit promo videos? Was he? It's over. That's done. All right.
Yeah, I think he was actually.
That's funny.
He was.
So I guess that's over. No announcements. Just we did it. David Day is the one guy on here that not loving the jersey. Says he hates the jersey. Yeah, I see there's a Galaxy dude on here. That's pretty funny. So whatevs. Says sweat stain now puke color. Well, I mean, hey, we could wear white or yellow or blue. I mean, you could get worse.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and change it. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to.
Okay. He's loving the green, so he'll show off the green. Ox is loving it. I see that. You say it's a good one. All right. David Day wouldn't wear it for free. So if they do give one away, send one to me. I'm good with it. That's a bomber jacket now. That looks like a bomber jacket. Now
yeah,
you wear Dickies. Like
the home side is more of like a jogger kind of material, kind of in between, and the away side is, you know, bomber polyester kind of thing going on, and I love it.
It's like you could fly a plane.
Let's go.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I know.
Lucky's showing some love. There you go, Slip. David Day says client for president. That's right.
We love that
says,
guy.
Client's amazing.
Coachella. He said Coachella, dude.
You know what? Like,
because Louis actually was the one who asked me, "Hey, get some content while you're out there." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, bro." Just like with the MLS Cup, just like with the SG tournament or the Mo Facio tourney, the Flex we had a couple of weeks ago. It's like, dude, go out there, get some content for me. You know, make sure we get me. Hey, bro, you're not gonna believe it, but what had happened was, and
what happened?
Yeah.
I got lost at Coachella, and that's all you have to say. There it is.
The Dixie Chicks came out of nowhere,
right,
and
then.
just...
Yo, Slippy be making all these promises. There's some shirts gonna be made with your face on them, bro.
Dude, you are definitely getting a t-shirt at the end of all this. Could you imagine Slippy like a cartoon pin version of Slip? I'm just saying. It's going to happen. Your mug's going to be there. Trust me on this. It's going to happen. All right, guys. Thanks for the comments. We will definitely hit you guys up towards the end of the episode. We're going to move this one on to club and community news because that is what we do best. You know our man in the street. That is Tony. Let's beg. We hear Tony. He is alive, Tony. I'm so happy you're back and it's working. What's going on in the community, my friend?
So as you all know, the supporter groups are starting their meet and greets. We just had BAs and crews just past these couple weekends, but we still have some coming up. So of course, we'll start off with Pride Republic is a meet and greet on February 19th, this Sunday, if I remember right. The Arts District Brewing Company. The address is 828 Transition Avenue, Los Angeles, California, from 2 to 5 p.m. And of course, around in the same area where you can do a bar crawl, Lucky's meet and greet is on the same day at Muffers Brewing at 416 Boy Street, Los Angeles, California, and they start at 1 p.m. So if you want to check out Pride, which is a really cool supporter group, check them out. Also check out Lucky's. You'll probably see Slip there as well, most likely.
First tacos on me.
There
you
it
go.
is.
First tacos on him. So make sure you hit him up on that one. And then moving forward, Cuervos is also doing a meet and greet that same day as well, looks like, on the 19th at Golden Road Brewery from 5410 West San Fernando Road, Los Angeles, California, from at 6:30 p.m. So as soon as you're done with Pride and Lucky's, you can just go on down to San Fernando Road and hang out with Cuervos to see what's going on with them. And not last but not least, Empire Boys is also having a meet and greet on February 22nd at Rowdy's Brewing Crow at 10,002 6th Street at Rancho Cucamonga. So there you go for the ones. And the most important thing is 3252 membership registration opens up February 26th. Again, it was a $35 with shipping, and you get a new scarf, most likely, some goodies to go along with it, and then also very important keyword, very important for any official SG to be considered into it. Make sure you register under your SG. So myself, Black Army, Slip, Lucky's, etc., etc. And this is very important. This also helps out with everything we do, TIFOs, our flags, anything that we need to do to make the supporter section work fluidly. And yeah, because again, this is more of a fun thing for us, so we can help each other out by, just giving some money to the 3252 and get a cool scarf, and then also help just grow the culture.
Growing the culture ain't cheap. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Tifos are inbound. Opening day is already being prepared, guys. The money is already being spent. Whether it's coming in, it's definitely going out. So yes, definitely all hands on deck. If you're a part of the 3252, really be a part of the 3252. Your voices are beyond loved, beyond cherished. The Aguante, we love every bit of it. But at the end of the day, the show is very limited unless we have some funds to actually get out there and put on a show. You saw how amazing it looked for the MLS Cup final. You saw how amazing it looked in the playoffs with all those amazing flags that came out. Those things don't grow on trees. They're legit. It costs a lot of money to do what we do, and we just want to keep doing it better. That's what we do. We push for the next. We want to push the league forward, not hold it back like others like to do. We're not happy with comfortable. Comfortable is for the second place. No, we want to lead. And the only way you do that, make things happen. And so please join the 3252 and help us get across the line. And at the end of the day, we all get to celebrate when it's all said and done. So definitely go for it. All right, sir. Any other community news?
No,
It's time. You know what that means, right? Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute. We're jumping on here. Bam, you have the floor, sir. I think it was pretty obvious with the show title where we were heading with this thing. So fire away, my friend.
Yeah, obviously Green Day, one of the greatest punk rock bands of all time. I've seen them multiple times out in Australia. Was meant to see them back in 2020 with the Hella Mega Tour, but COVID decided to ruin that for me. For me personally, I'm going to go with American Idiot just because, kind of have to. What about you guys? If you had to choose one album of theirs, what would it be?
Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dookie too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember when it came out?
I think for Green Day, like that is the album that brought me into punk rock just in general. And I mean, you have Basket Case, as we heard, Tony there singing beautifully. And then When I Come Around, I think is one of those classics too. But one of those songs that I really, really love from them is Longview. For those of you that haven't heard of Green Day before American Idiot, please go back and listen to Dookie. It is one of the greatest albums of all time. Like, it's just fantastic.
Nonstop. You just let it play. Just let it go. Yeah. Slip.
For me, I taking the non-conventional route. I think Warning is my favorite. I think it's massively underappreciated. It's basically what's that what's the what's that Weezer album that everybody hated when it came out, but now it's like a cult classic? Is it Pinkerton?
Yeah,
It-
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah, it's like the kid A for Green Day. You know, you didn't really like it when it came out. With people tend to forget about it, and then it's like, oh, I don't know where. Oh man, I love that album. You know, I didn't get the love. And Macy's Day Parade, I think, is my favorite Green Day song for many reasons. So there's that too. A little biased on that one, but
Did he just make a Radiohead like connection? Is that what we just did?
I had to.
There it
I
is.
had to.
That's beautiful.
I had to.
Ox is correcting us, by the way. He says it's pop rock. It's pop punk. It's not punk rock. Which, yeah.
Well, technically they
Yeah.
were punk when they first started, and then the transition to pop punk went with it. Like I said, the album that I would go with is even though Dookie is a really good one, I would go Nimrod, and the reason I go Nimrod is the song that everyone pretty much played if you're in the 2000s or late 90s is Good Riddance, you know.
Yeah. Good shout.
Good.
I like that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was,
World and Green Day started as punk bands.
right. And then commercial success kind of takes you in a different route in a way, you know. But enjoy the old stuff because that's the from the heart stuff from the beginning. So yeah, there we go. Green Day, I think, was the perfect choice today because it is definitely a Green Day for all of us, and we wear it better. Let's be real. Green looks better on us than others. It just does. There it is. Yeah, the jacket is like that
Yeah,
looks
that's
good,
legit.
man. It does.
Hold on,
It does. See that?
I gotta get my Pharrell Williams hat on. Hold on.
This guy.
Dude, he's had like props all show, costume changes. Slip is not letting, dude. He is like taking charge over here. Check him out. All good.
He has all this gear.
All right,
Look at
so
that.
I'm gonna transition us to Pasadena since everybody wanted to talk about that before we cut out on the show today. So let's do that. So Pasadena is quickly approaching. Okay, if you got your emails, check your emails if you're a season ticket holder. If you had bought tickets through Access, I believe an email went out as well with Run of Show. We're still working out how transportation is going to work. Oh, look at the Run DMC style, man. Like, wow. Look at, oh, wow. All right. I dig it, dude. I dig it. I would crush that hat, though, in the North End. I would definitely crush that hat in the North End. But go for it. Yeah, dude. So Pasadena is definitely going to be interesting. Tickets went on sale, or parking went on sale. Just be aware that Galaxy parking is going to be on one side, I believe the south side. LAFC is going to be on the north side. It's going to be strict as to where your tickets are. So if you have a ticket that says don't wear LAFC colors, be prepared for drama. Because they're being extra cautious about this. And what I've been hearing from my own chatter is things are going to be tight, especially for us. Because y'all know the show that we love to put on. Some people don't like that show, I guess. So we have to be careful as to what we do. And next week, we'll give you the more specific warnings when things become official. But I would say this. If you aren't going to be taking a bus or taking a shuttle, definitely get your parking as soon as you can. It is going to be tight, real tight. But we will keep you posted. Next week, we're going to get a lot more details because they really are trying to hammer things out at the last possible second here for the safety of all of us. Slip, it looks like you wanted to jump in and say something.
Yeah, they announced that the Parsons complex over in Old Town is going to be open, and they're going to be running the shuttle as well. The thing where you park there and you take like the Foothill Transit buses over on in. So there's that option as well. I just was told today.
Yeah.
So.
And LAFC, I will tell you, I can say enough to know that shuttle service is definitely going to be a thing for this game. And from what I'm hearing is as a LAFC fan, it looks like there's going to be something in the works. I can't announce it before they announce it, but something is in the works for our own safety, and it's going to be a huge operation. And from what I understood is if you play along with that and you want to be a part of that, then it's going to probably save you a whole heck of a lot of money just to wait things out until next week, till things become official. Okay. So if you're willing to not take your own car into the madness, patience will be a virtue on this, guys. Really do that. And whatever is offered, it's going to be probably the best bet under the circumstances. In stadium, yeah, it's broken apart proper. It looks like about 70,000 tickets are sold for this thing, so it will be a monster. They are pushing for the record, whether some people want to participate or not. If you don't participate, guess what? Los Angeles will. So if y'all don't want to wear your white, that's okay. We'll black it out for you. If you want to claim the record for your side, go right ahead. But we all know what Butts got there, like, right? That's how it goes. And if you're wearing black, you know who we are. So I will laugh if they try to wear the dark colors and throw us into our away kits just to throw the color scheme off. I will have a good laugh about that. Slip, I'm not acting crazy on this. Do you think they could do that to us just because, well, the black's out there and we can't have them wearing black?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, honestly. But that's the beauty of having a reversible jacket.
Ding. And buying your
it.
kit this weekend. Yeah. Nah, it's worth it. It's worth it. So we will keep you guys ready for this thing because it is definitely going to be a lot of logistics to get everybody in and out safe. Get your tickets now. Do not miss this. This is historic. And Apple doing what Apple does. It's going to be a show, a real show, no matter what happens on the field. I don't know. I'm feeling bullish about these things, but that's just me. Be ready to witness history. That's for certain. Hey, do you guys think Araujo's gonna? He's done, right? I mean, he won't be in that game, right?
Isn't he shipping out to like Barcelona?
He's done.
Yeah,
Right?
the deal went through for Barcelona, so
Good.
he's
Okay.
already left, I think.
Thank goodness. All right, that was one of the few guys that could actually hurt us, so that's cool. One less, and we will go heavy on the preview next week, covering what they've done or not done, and definitely what we're doing. You know how we are when we preview, so it's going to be proper. Other things, of course, would be dreaming of Costa Rica. I think I mentioned to some of these guys who's going, who's not. Of course, I will be there. A lot will be there. It's going to be big. We're hoping to have more details next week as well on Costa Rica. Because again, a CCL match is coming quick, and we all need to be your proper guide to living pura vida and coming home safe. So we will help on that process as well. And I think that's kind of where we're at for this episode. We got a pretty good hit in here. Of course, before we call things out, I think the last reactions, there's a few that I saw pop up. So we're going to go jump on there, get some reactions and see where you guys are at. So let me see. Yeah, Ox was talking about pop punk. Marvin Chavez, pop punk in context to 70s, 80s punk. Yeah, different world. Yeah, that's for sure. Defenders also confirmed he's already in Barca. Good. Perfect. We saw the announcement, so that's good. And then Ox says he'll be there in spirit. We'll be praying for you, sir. I'm sure Papa Ox is going to find his way. We'll look out for him, that's for sure. So, yes. Slip, anything else you want to add, man?
Oh, just thank you for letting me be here and do a couple of wardrobe changes. We got to retire the god awful away jersey from last season, so there's that. I'm really envious of you going to Costa Rica. You don't know how hard I was trying to make this happen. I was telling you guys I was putting the pieces in motion, and unfortunately work gets in the way. But please take all of my energy and take it with you. Forget to document things.
I'm taking the whole family, man. So how crazy is that?
Oh, come on.
Dude, I mean, I took him to Leon, and that was hostile enough, right?
Look at
that's what we do.
You want it on a personal. Do you want to see how, like, one day we're lumped in the middle of the field playing, what was it, Tauro guys from Panama, and asking them for their jerseys, and almost 20 years later, you're off with the whole family to Costa Rica. So life comes at you quick, man.
It comes at you fast, and real organizations that are hell bent on success can make your life a hell of a lot better. Right? And we've all got that amazing experience now together. from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs this year. It's been good, man. It's been good, and shout out to all those guys who actually stuck it out, and you see them every week, having a good chuckle right now, to see where we're all at here with this community that I don't think any of us could have ever imagined to be a part of, even while we were building it. You still like, is this happening? But now we're here, and to see groups like Lucky's, like Black Army, like D9, just growing in their own way, and able to function in their own way. But at the end of the day, when the whistle blows, we're all this one giant monster. Again, things you can't imagine, but you're here now, and to see that happen in Costa Rica, and we'll take that place over too. Yeah, it's rarefied air, man. It's a beautiful time to be a football fan in the United States. That we all know. That is for certain. And again, that's from the community. It's from you guys on here, pushing this thing. And we'll just keep doing it this year. Comes a new one, right? All right, so let's get into our final thoughts. I'm going to throw this over to Araceli. Your final thoughts of the day.
My final thoughts, I just simply want to thank Jerry and Slip for joining us. It's always a joy, and especially to Slip, not to put a face to the name, because I know I've been following you on socials for a little bit, at least for me, at least. So it's nice to finally meet you. And just to everyone else for listening.
And thank you, Araceli, for the updates on MLS Next. I know you're going to be super busy really fast here as the roster flies, and you got the expert coverage. So thank you for doing all that you do. And go Chiefs, because congrats on that. Good stuff. All right. Tony, while we still have you on air and Wi-Fi is still working, final thoughts, my friend.
Thank you for Slip and Jerry for coming on the show as always. For taking your time out of your busy schedule, especially you, Jerry. I know you're everywhere in San Diego with the soccer, the Loyal, the Wave, everything. So thank you for coming on. Can't wait to see everybody this Saturday again. We'll be there. I'll be there early like usual. Maybe we'll do a day in the life of what we usually do for a prep Saturday. It won't be a full prep, but just a setup. And of course, thank you all for listening. Remember to subscribe on all our socials. Also follow us all our socials. Like the video, and of course, leave a review. Just tell us how you feel about that. If you have a 1-star review, DM us and we'll talk about it later and see how we can do better for you. So that's about it.
Thank you, sir. Well said. God, a day in the life of a North End supporter who does setup crew. We all know this. Tony and I, we know this really well. That'll be a good one to follow. The guys that get it together to make it work. Dig it. All right. Speaking of guys that make it work, Bam. Final thoughts, my friend.
Slip, thanks for joining us. Finally got to have a chat with you, not on socials at random times in the morning. Thanks, Mr. San Diego, the podfather, Jerry, for coming on. For everyone that's going to the game this weekend, go have fun. Give shit to Jerry. Just let him know what he's missing out on.
No.
And the big thing, as I say all the time, is have a conversation with someone, call someone, ask them, are you okay? Conversations can change a life. We're here for everyone. We're all family in the black and gold. Even if they are Carson fans, reach out to them, make sure that they are okay, because they got to deal with Klein being still in, which I'm proud of. But just reach out to your fellow humans, make sure that everyone's okay, and that's all I got to say.
Humanity wins the day. Dig it. All right, Podfather, I'm going to give you the run here, man. Final thoughts, my friend, my brother.
Well, number one, don't give me a hard time on Saturday if you see me. I'm on your side. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to Saturday. It's always a pleasure to be here with everybody. And again, I think, to go back a little bit to what Bam just said. Yeah, we're all a family here. And so let's look out for each other. And I appreciate, honestly, I know I get a lot of crap for it because I'm from San Diego, but just remember that this little guy from San Diego put in a lot of work. And you guys are all my family, and I consider you that. And I hope that you guys consider me as well. And this is just a nice place for me to come in and hang out with my family. So excited to be back on Saturday with you all. And in the 3252 specifically, I cannot wait. So if you do see me, please say hi. I will more than likely be with Joseph. Me and the wife are going down there. So you'll see us around, getting our food and having some beers and having a good time. So again, thank you guys, everybody that's on here. And yeah, we'll see you soon. I was about to say the line, but you have to wait to say the line till later. So this is Joseph. This is your line. So you
final thoughts and final comments, man. He's losing his touch. What is this? Oh, Jerry, we got to train you back in again. It's okay. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Fine.
All right, Slip.
I love y'all.
So just like go, Jerry. You got it.
No, I was just gonna say I love y'all. Stay golden.
Love you too, man. Oh yeah, see, there's the stay golden. All right, so just like a young hockey player, they let them run out in the circle in the ice and go crazy by themselves before everybody comes out. You've just been isolated, my friend. Slip, thank you for coming on, man. It's been years in the making, let's be honest, and long overdue. And we're hoping it ain't the last time you come out here and get into the mix with all of us. It is all love, my friend, and we all thank you for coming on, man. It's been awesome, man. So your final thoughts, my friend.
First off, just thank you guys endlessly. It's amazing to interact with each and every one of you and see how much you've contributed to the culture, to the understanding, and to the growing of this beautiful sport out here. And it honestly means a lot. It kind of sounds a little cookie cutter the way I'm saying it right now, but that's just my voice. But no, seriously, nothing but love and respect to you guys and what you do here. And dude, just let's go. Let's do this. Season's here. I didn't have a break because we won the MLS Cup, then Argentina wins the World Cup, then I just jumped back into preseason mode. So I've got a bad soccer addiction right here. I can't stop. I'm on a sick one, as the kids would say. So let's just carry this momentum on because I am stoked for this season. Mark my words, Bouanga MVP.
Boom, there it is. He calls it. Man, I guess it's time for my final thoughts, and I'm going to just say this. I am thankful. I am grateful. I have these 5 people with me tonight that rocked it yet again with a home game coming up, getting ready for the next season. And I've known these people for years. We're talking decades, and it is just a beautiful thing to still be here talking with all you. To the faithful that come on every week, late in the evening to make it happen. I know most of you got to work tomorrow, but you still sacrifice and come on. I thank you too. And the rest of the LAFC faithful that do really follow us and download our show, give us the likes and keep us moving. Thank you. You guys are the reason. Y'all rock. All right. Let's make this official and give our final word of the day. I'm just going to run this one. Araceli, final word?
Stay golden.
Slip?
Green.
Green, stay golden. There it is. Tony?
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
I see the light show you two are doing. It's hilarious. Pam?
Stay golden.
Oh, yeah, Jerry.
Stay golden.
There it is. And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.